Hi everyone, this is Travis with the Everett Library here at Queens. In this video I'm going to show you how to use Google Scholar for research in music therapy. Google Scholar works similarly to regular Google. It's searching basically the entire internet, but it's only returning results from scholarly sources. That doesn't mean that all of those sources are reputable or peer-reviewed. So if you come across a journal that you're unfamiliar with, you should check with your professor or librarian, or look up that journal to make sure that it's peer-reviewed and it's coming from a reputable source. So to get started with Google Scholar, we go to scholar.google.com. You can also just Google Scholar. And you want to go to the hamburger menu on the top left and go to Settings and then Library Links. This will allow you to link Google Scholar to the Queen's University of Charlotte library. That way, if we have access to an article that you find on Google Scholar, you can access it directly from there. You can also link WorldCat, which is a worldwide database of articles and books and other types of media to find what libraries have access to that material as well. So now that you've got that linked, we'll go back to the home page for Google Scholar, and I'm going to do the same search that I've done for the other videos focusing on music therapy as a treatment for dental anxiety. And we can see we got a huge number of results. With Google Scholar, it's different from the library website or the databases that we subscribe to because it's doing a lot more work on the back end to try to figure out what you're looking for. So even if you don't get exactly the right search terms or there are synonyms for your search terms, it's still often going to get very relevant results based on its algorithms that it uses to predict what you're looking for, basically. The layout looks very similar to the library website or other databases where it gives you the results. And then on the left, it has filters. The filters are much more limited in Google Scholar. So there's a date range option, and you can use a custom range if you want. It's just by year. You can also choose the type of article. So it's set to any type by default, but you can also choose specifically review articles where those articles are not talking about an original study, but they are articles that review a bunch of other original studies. So those can be useful for finding primary research and for getting syntheses of primary research. You can also choose whether you want to include citations or not. This means that if Google Scholar can't link directly to a full text article that you can just find online, it will also return citations to, say, books or something that's only available in print so that you can still figure out what that resource is, even if you can't get to it directly from Google Scholar online. Google Scholar also offers an advanced search feature, kind of like what OneSearch and PsycInfo offer, but it's a lot less sophisticated. It is useful for a couple things that I'll point out. So if you go to the top left, so the hamburger menu, and then advanced search. So it shows you your search terms as they currently are, but you can choose to only search in the title of the article, which will return results that are much more relevant to what you're looking for. You can also choose specific authors to search by, as well as journals, along with the date filter that shows up here. If you did need to exclude a term, you can do that here in the without the words section. So I'm going to choose to search for these just in the title of the article. And we went from 44,000 to 28 results. And these are all going to be very relevant to what I'm looking for. And because I've linked my Google Scholar to Queen's University, I can see that some of these have the full text at Queen's. I can click those links and go straight to those articles. A couple of really useful things that I want to point out about Google Scholar is this cited by function. So if I find an article that's very relevant to my research, I want to know what other researchers have said about that article. So I can click that cited by link, and it tells you how many articles have cited it, and it will take you to those articles specifically. And if there is a specific concept that you want to find within those citing articles, if you check this box for search within citing articles, you can find that. So if I wanted to talk specifically about piano music, so now I can see there are 14 results that all cite that original article that I found relevant that mention pianos. Similar to the databases that we've looked at in the other videos, you can generate a citation from Google Scholar by clicking the Cite button, and then just copy and paste the citation from the style guide that you need. You can also save articles to your own Google Scholar account. I would still recommend using a research journal or a citation manager, which we will talk about more in class, to organize your research because it gets difficult when you're saving things in a bunch of different locations. Those are the main aspects of Google Scholar that I wanted to cover in this video. Again, I am available to help you if you have questions about using this or any other tool, and we will talk about this more in class. Again, I'm Travis with the Everett Library here at Queens, and thank you for joining me.